Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian lad, and today I have watched Deadpool 2 at 0.25x speed and found 33 new details that you may have missed at regular speed. Now today's video is sponsored by Squarespace, the easy and reliable way to build a website. I'll talk more about it at the end. And don't worry, this video is gonna be PG, so you can watch it with your family around. Now without wasting any more time, let's begin. Number 1. We know that Deadpool gets torn in half during a fight with the Juggernaut, but notice in later scenes his suit has been repaired with duct tape. Number 2. Deadpool asks Russell if his powers come from his hands or all the way up from his elbow.
Fire Fist. Ooh, that's a great name. Where does it burn? Just the fist or all the way up to the elbow?
Now Deadpool correctly guesses elbow because towards the end of the film we do get to see where Russell's Fire Fist really comes from. Take a look in slow motion. Number 3. While trying to kill himself to get over Vanessa's death, Deadpool drinks bleach, labeled Agent K on the bottom, a reference to Josh Brolin, who played a young Agent K in Men in Black 3. Number 4. After coming from the future, Cable robs a store, but notice the responding police cars are not any random or regular police. They are apparently a part of the Mutant Response Division. Number 5. While having a conversation with Cable, Wade Wilson wears the same floral shirt that Chunk wears in The Goonies. This is a nod to Josh Brolin's first big Hollywood movie. Number 6. Cable's gun has a dial that resembles a dial on an amplifier. The dial goes from 0 to 11 instead of 10. This is a reference to the famous This Go to 11 scene from This Is Spinal Tap.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Number 7. After Cable tries to kill Russell in the prison, we get our first big fight of the film, where we can see the rules in the shower at the DMC, such as guards may conduct cavity searches without warning, singing in the shower is prohibited, and is a punishable offense, and also it's a co-ed shower. Number 8. During the interview scene, the first headshot that they flip through is a photo of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, with the codename Notorious RBG. Number 9. In the final fight, Wade realizes from where the shot came from, because he sees how the blood splashed the camera. Now we know already that Deadpool breaks the fourth wall quite a few times in this movie, but the fact that he realized somebody just got shot by looking at the splashed blood over the camera has to be counted as a detail. It's almost like the camera is a part of the story as well. Number 10. One of the rednecks talking about toilet paper is actually Matt Damon in 4 hours worth of prosthetic makeup, and his character is credited as Dickie Greenleaf. Now Dickie is the character whose identity Matt Damon's character steals in The Talented Mr. Ripley. Number 11. When Deadpool is assembling the X-Force, he puts a knife through everyone's mugshot to hold it on the corkboard except for Domino's, for which he used a white thumbtack. This foreshadowed how Domino and Deadpool are gonna be the only ones alive for the battle, and whoever got a knife in their mugshot ended up dying. Number 12. When the members of the X-Force jump out of the airplane, they all form an X in the air. Another great attention to detail. Number 13. Ryan Reynolds himself did the voiceover for Juggernaut, and the reason he had to do it is because they were out of money at the time to hire any new actors to do the role, and Juggernaut's face beneath the mask was apparently modeled after the film's director David Leitch. Number 14. Although it's almost impossible to catch this detail, but if you watch it in 0.25x speed, you'll notice that during the opening credits, the word B can be seen engraved in gold in one of the sword's handle. This is a reference to B. Arthur, an actress that Deadpool loves and names his swords after in the comics. Number 15. As Wade and Russell were entering the prison, this guy caught my attention because he was clapping the same way Heath Ledger did in Dark Knight. And after doing some search on Google, I just found out that this actor is also Canadian and apparently known as the Vancouver Joker. Number 16. Inside the X-Men mansion, there are several Velcro name tags referencing several of the X-Men, including one that says Wheels. This is a reference to what Wolverine calls Professor X the first time they meet in X-Men.
What do they call you? Wheels?
Number 17. Yukio and Negasonic's cup says I'm with her, with arrows pointing towards each other. Number 18. When Wade enters heaven with Vanessa, the score Take On Me can be heard in the background. In the music video of this song, a girl enters into a comic book realm to meet her love interest the same way Wade enters into Vanessa's heaven. Number 19. When Deadpool complains about Domino's powers, he says it must have been the idea of an artist who can't even draw feet.
I mean, luck? What coked out glass pipe sucking freak show comic book artist came up with that little chestnut? Probably a guy who can't draw feet!
Now the funny thing is, Domino and Deadpool's co-creator Rob Liefeld is widely mocked and criticized for avoiding drawing characters' feet and hands, but reportedly he loved this joke in the movie. Number 20. During the chase segment after Vanessa's death, a business called Haru Korean Kitchen can be spotted in the background, and I can tell you it's an actual location in Vancouver, Canada. Number 21. The music that plays over Deadpool's death scene near the end of this film is also the same score used in Logan for Wolverine's death scene. Number 22. Upon their first meeting, Deadpool tells the Juggernaut, "It has always been a dream of mine to see my face reflected in your helmet as you charge at me with murderous intent."
You know, it has always been a dream of mine to see my face reflected in your helmet as you charge at me with murderous intent.
Now this pretty much describes the cover of Deadpool's Scenes of the Past comics. Number 23. Posters for M-Day can be seen in the orphanage. Now M-Day is an event in the comics that depowered 91% of all mutants. You can also say it's a reference to House of M comics, which it may as well be because of the recent trailer of WandaVision that confirms that the House of M story is definitely coming to the MCU. Number 24. In the opening credits, it says directed by one of the guys who killed the dog in John Wick. It's a reference to David Leitch, who made his directorial debut with John Wick. And notice there were a bunch of tokens in the background as well, which is yet another reference to John Wick, where we saw the usage of special metal coin. Number 25. In the movie Hobbs and Shaw, Ryan Reynolds' character talked about stabbing someone with a brick.
She stabbed one guy in the chest using a brick. Do you know how hard that is to stab someone using a brick? There's no sharp edge. How did she get an entire brick into another person's chest?
Now in this movie, when Deadpool and Cable were fighting together, there's a scene where Wade is trying to stab someone with a brick. And guess what? Both movies have the same director. Number 26. As Domino parachutes in on the convoy, Stanley appears in an advertisement on the side of a building. Number 27. The taxi that Dupender drives promotes a travel agency called Alpha Flight. In the Marvel Comics, Alpha Flight is a team of Canadian superheroes who have a major dealings with the X-Men. Number 28. Deadpool can be seen reading The Canadian Mounted. This is the same book John Candy reads in the movie Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Now both John Candy and Ryan Reynolds are Canadian as well. Number 29. During the fight scene between Deadpool and Cable, Deadpool says, "Give me your best shot, One-Eyed Willie."
Give me your best shot, One-Eyed Willie.
Now One-Eyed Willie was the pirate character in the Goonies, so this is another reference to that movie. Number 30. Director David Leitch can be seen in a brief cameo during the convoy chasing scene. He's the first prisoner Cable throws off the truck to stop Deadpool. Number 31. Zeitgeist, a member of the X-Force, can be seen with the number 116 tattooed on his left shoulder. This is a reference to his only comic book appearance, X-Force issue 116. Number 32. In Deadpool 1, Wade says there's about 116 kilos of cocaine buried somewhere in the apartment, right next to the cure for blindness.
And also, there's about 116 kilos of cocaine buried somewhere in the apartment, right next to the cure for blindness. Good luck.
Now in this one, he does get the stash of cocaine, but notice just below the gun, there's actually something labeled Cure for Blindness. Number 33. In the final seconds of the closing hand-drawn credits that drop away, it briefly reveals an accurate hand-drawn map of Vancouver, BC, where much of the movie was filmed. Now as I said, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, so let me tell you a little bit more about it. As you already know, Squarespace gives people a powerful online platform from which you can create your website. To help ensure running your website is as efficient as possible, Squarespace allows you to link your various social media accounts to your website so that you can post your content to all of your accounts at the same time. And to get the most traffic to your website, Squarespace has an email campaigns feature that allows you to make your email stand out. So to get started with your own business, go to squarespace.com/thecanadianbrat for a free trial and a 10% off of your first purchase. And that's it. This was my breakdown of Deadpool 2 at 0.25x speed, and I hope I was able to give you at least a few new details. And if I did, then please grab the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and follow me on Instagram to get updates about my channel. Till then,
You're welcome, Canada.